What's up, you all? Austin Vaughn here. How we doing? This is our first week in 1 Samuel, first week as a student group. We've been, our big church, adult church, has been in it for a while, so we sent out the reading plan to you all. And if you don't have it, let me know, because this is what we're going to be basing our messages off of. So let me know if you don't have that, and we'll get it to you so you can have that daily reading. My glasses are dark because I was just outside, but it's okay. With this reading plan, we want you all to use the S.O.S method. If you don't know what this is S for scripture, O for obey, and S for share. And today I want to show you, for the first video of this new study, I want to show you all how easy it is to use this S.O.S method, and also to get your daily reading in, because I know sometimes that's hard for us to open the book, but just maybe understanding that it's not going to take that long, and it's going to be easy, and Jesus can speak to us through this. Maybe if we know that, it'll drive us to open that book up. So today we're going to be focusing on yesterday's reading from 429, 1 Samuel 2, 1 Samuel 7, 2 through 17. 2 through 17. And the first S, we'll start with the first S on the S.O.S, scripture. This means to read the passage. Read the passage. So look how much is on this passage. I don't know if you can tell, but I got a little square on it. It's this much, and then we're gonna turn the page, and this little square up top. So clearly, it's not that much reading to do, you all. It's not that much. There's going to be words that you don't know, that you can't say, that I can't say. Don't judge me. Don't judge yourself. Say the word as best as you can and move on. If you don't know how to say it, go to Google. Type in pronounce this word for me, Google. Or what is the meaning to this? But the first S, read the passage, scripture. And it says, verse 2, the ark remained at Kiriath Jearim a long time. 2 words that I was terrible at, but it's okay. I'm not judging myself. A long time, 20 years in all. Then all the people of Israel turned back to the Lord. So Samuel said to the Israelites, if you are returning to the Lord with all your hearts, then rid yourselves of the foreign gods and the Ashtoreths, and commit yourselves to the Lord and serve him only, and he will deliver you out of the hand of the Philistines. So the Israelites put away their Baals and their Ashtoreths and served the Lord only. Then Samuel said, assemble all Israel to Mizpah, and I will intercede with the Lord for you. When they had assembled at Mizpah, they drew water and poured it out before the Lord. On that day they fasted, and there they confessed, we have sinned against the Lord. Now Samuel was serving as leader of Israel at Mizpah. When the Philistines heard that Israel had assembled at Mizpah, the rulers of the Philistines came up to attack them. When the Israelites heard of it, they were afraid because of the Philistines. They said to Samuel, do not stop crying out to the Lord our God for us, that he may rescue us from the hand of the Philistines. Then Samuel took a suckling lamb and sacrificed it as a whole burnt offering to the Lord. He cried out to the Lord on Israel's behalf, and the Lord answered him. While Samuel was sacrificing the burnt offering, the Philistines drew near to engage Israel in battle. But that day the Lord thundered with loud thunder against the Philistines and threw them into such a panic that they were routed before the Israelites. The men of Israel rushed out to Mizpah and pursued the Philistines, slaughtering them along the way to a point below Bethkar. Then Samuel took a stone and set it between Mizpah and Shin. He named it Ebenezer, saying, "Thus far the Lord has helped us." Verse 13. So the Philistines were subdued, and they stopped invading Israel's territory. Throughout Samuel's lifetime, the hand of the Lord was against the Philistines. The towns from Ekron to Gath that the Philistines had captured from Israel were restored to Israel. And Israel delivered the neighboring territory from the hands of the Philistines, and there was peace between Israel and the Amorites. Samuel continued as Israel's leader all the days of his life. From year to year, he went on a circuit from Bethel to Gilgal to Mizpah, judging Israel in all those places. But he always went back to Ramah, where his home was, and there he also held court for Israel, and he built an altar there to the Lord. So now that we're done with that scripture reading, now that we've read it, it didn't take much time at all. The second thing we got to do on this S.O.S. Method is obey. All right, so what do I need to obey out of what I just read? What is there? Because there's always something that we can find here. So I want to go back to verse 3. 1 Samuel 7, 3 through 10. And you all can read this, but clearly, Israel and its people have strayed away while the ark was gone, and they're scared of the Philistines, but they got these other gods. And then Samuel comes in and he says, you all, here's what he says in verse 3. If you are returning to the Lord with all your hearts, then rid yourselves of the foreign gods. And then commit yourselves to the Lord and serve him only. So with Samuel's leadership and him holding them accountable, they come back to their senses. It later said that they confessed, I have sinned against the Lord. And then God has their back. God has their back. So maybe what I get from this is different from what you get. That's okay, because the Lord speaks through his word differently to each of us at times. But what I got, there's a couple ways that I could obey what this passage said. Number one is actively surround myself with people that hold me accountable. Hold me accountable. These people were messing up, and they had a leader that was wise and would call them out at times. And that's okay. But I have to make sure I have people like that in my life. I have to make sure that I'm listening to mom and dad, or I'm putting friends around me that whenever I'm messing up, whenever I'm straying away, they'll come to me and say, hey man, you need to put down that foreign god. They won't say that, but hey man, you need to put down the sticks. Get in that book for about 30 minutes. It might change your life. Maybe they have to tell me that. Or maybe they need to say, hey, you got to get back in church, or you got to get refocused.